Apagando las luces.
I got big dreams just like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth. Where's your worth?
I'm sick of your talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am the second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let them know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the red time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind, big time.
What is up, you beautiful, beautiful people? Welcome back to another Shake and Bake tournament. Let's start back over. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We're gonna start.
It's
this
too
back
late.
over.
We're live. You can't start over.
Welcome back, guys. This is Sammy Miami. We're starting off on a good note here. I am ready to watch a game go. I'm with my buddy, my pal, mydad.com. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing excellent. How are you doing, Sammy?
I'm doing awesome. Awesome,
Nice.
awesome. Definitely
Nice.
wishing that Labor Day weekend kind of went a little bit longer, but you know what? We got to get back to work at some point in time.
I feel you. And nothing to start the work week like an Overwatch match.
You're
And this is going to be a
right.
doozy.
Yeah,
This is going to be a doozy. This is we're in the Tranquility League, and the Shake and Bake team has moved up 2 whole entire divisions, blasting their way through Plat and Diamond, finding themselves in the Trans tier, which is a Masters division. Finally, starting to meet the teams that can compete with them, because they were just steamrolling before. So getting a lot more difficult matches here in week 3. And today they're playing the Wasteland Outcasts, who won the week 1 game, and I guess had a bye week 2. But they seem to be a strong, dominant team. It's going to be a great match, I think.
I think so too. So yeah, we're looking to have some fun here.
Definitely.
It's gonna be different in that it is definitely a step up as far as difficulty. But you know what? It's all about the learning process.
Exactly. There's Masters players are not that good in the grand scheme of things. I mean, Gron got into Masters, right? So how hard could it be?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Plus, with fewer people in Overwatch, it might be easier to get Masters now. But
yeah, no, these are good players and good teams, and it's gonna be. I think there's some keys to Shake and Bake taking advantage and rolling up their sleeves and really digging into these. And I think one of them is going to be just momentum and tempo. I think they need to act first, use ults first, reposition first, attack first, get the first picks, and just generally move more quickly than the other team. I've noticed that when they really excel, it's when they do that. If they wait, if they sit around and they react, they will lose.
They will.
I'm hoping
they
for
will.
a proactive team.
Yeah, proactive is definitely the key word. I think in a system like this, that you really have to make the plays. If you're just reactive, the team's just going to roll over you, and I would say that would be my biggest concern going into this game, is that Shake and Bake is going to have to put focus on the game and be able to create those plays that they need to. They need to work with each other. That's the big. That's an even bigger thing, is you got to play with each other, play as a team, and make things happen. If one of the biggest things I used to play as a tank, if I'm enabled, I can get away with murder. So give your team, give your tank what he needs, but also be there for your supports. Watch out for your or DPS, watch out for your supports, watch out for everybody else. So, easy, it's no stress.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we like to play like, oh, it's just Overwatch. What's the big deal? But the difference between solo queuing on ladder and playing in these tournaments, it's really night and day. And it's what I consider just kind of the peak Overwatch experience. You have whole teams communicating well, acting together, strategizing. It's just a whole different world, and it's so much more fun to watch.
Yes, I completely
But
agree.
a lot harder to play.
It is a lot harder to play, but I will tell you this much: it is way more satisfying to be a part of a team and play in a team environment than it is to play in, say, quick play or comp. It is so much more, I actually found myself, whenever I played, I just got to the point where I just can't play by myself when it comes to just regular Overwatch plays. If I'm gonna play, I'd rather have a friend with me. I definitely thrive off of other people, and maybe that's a lot of people are like, if you want to get somewhere, you have to be that lone wolf mentality. But I'm a team player at heart, and I've had many players, random players too, just be like, "Oh my god!" Like there was this one time a shatter came in from an enemy Reinhardt, and I was nowhere to be seen, but I saw where the Reinhardt was wanting to shatter, and I blocked the shatter from the person. And later in the chat, they were like bowing to me. They were like, "Oh my god, you just saved me." It's just like it's different when somebody comes in and plays the teammate card to you, and it kind of almost makes you like it makes you want more. It makes you want more for on being a team player.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree with you there.
But when you get into team games, however, it's not you kind of cross that threshold of you're no longer in random matches where there's random people being put on one team. These are organized teams. These are organized players that have played with each other before. So the gameplay is going to be a lot more cohesive than what you would find in a random match. Now, depending on how this game goes, we might see that, quick play mentality with the team, just because it is a bit of a culture shock when you jump from, and I'll be the first one to say, because I have a master's friend who I played with very frequently, and I just kind of got used to the gameplay. And I've actually had many times people tell me if I just stuck into tank playing, I probably could hit diamond or masters. And I just don't value comp as much as most people. So for me, I just want to play with my friends. That's all I ever play with. But if I have to rank up, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, and it's a fair point. The at the end of the day, anyone can put enough time into this game and get themselves up the ladder. It just takes the dedication, and for some of us, it's not worth it. And I would say for most of us, it's not worth it, including many people on this team. But it's still, at the end of the day, a one of a kind game, and there's not really much else out there like it. And that is why I still play it every day, even though at times I hate it.
Yeah, you love to hate it.
And we are having some delays here, by the way. The Outcast had to bring a ringer in. Their GM5 support actually unavailable, so replacing him with Layla, and having some difficulty getting her into chat. So we're just kind of standing by here in voice chat until
I was
the game
wondering
begins.
what was going on. I was like, man, this is opposite of what I was thinking. I'm thinking, hey, because of how late it is, we're gonna get drug into the game, and it's gonna be ready to start. But you know what? It didn't work out that way. It didn't work out that way.
Here we are with a 20-minute pre-show.
I know, right? So now we have to think of things to talk about in the process. But no.
Let's talk about how trash this season's meta is. Are you not even familiar with it? I know you're not.
I have heard enough from people that they do not like Illari and Ana being enabled. I have heard that. I have heard that Illari, the thing about, this be a little bit of a rabbit trail, but I think right now we have the time to afford for it. But
go down that hole.
Let's do it. So when the team lost a tank in moving to Overwatch 2, you reset and threw off a dynamic that was pretty cohesive, if you will. You had a main tank that was always focusing on what was forward. You had an off tank that was always making sure, doing the peel for the team, keeping the supports up. With a off tank no longer on the table, and you have a main tank, you have a lot more people fighting for themselves, and that puts the support in a category of, you don't have to be heal only. You have to do some damage yourself, otherwise your team will not succeed. And that's something I feel like kind of ruins the gameplay, and it really just kind of makes it a little more annoying to play at times, is having to play against DPS supports. We thought it was bad with DPS Brig and DPS Moira, but now it's DPS support.
That's very true, and no one is more DPS support than Illari. She has a massive kit. She has knockback. She has AOE heals from a deployable. She has a pretty solid burst heal from her beam. She does a shitload of damage from her railgun. I literally just has her ultimate is insane. Like I mean it. Now it can't go through shields at least, but it literally is a fight changing ult. She literally has it all and is a little overtuned, I would say. They did dial her back a little bit. Now the ult can be blocked by shields, which was at least makes sense. It didn't make a lot of sense that it went through it. But yeah, I mean, I think she's definitely dominating and has a lot of potential to pop off. More than that, though, you know, like we can always dial down characters. I think overall she'll be a fun character and a strong character. I don't think she needs to be OP to really be played a lot. And I'm sure they'll dial her back. Now, what I don't understand is why they keep buffing Orisa, who creates what I consider the double shield meta equivalent in Overwatch 2. Is just so boring, impossible to kill. I just don't get it. I don't understand why she's the least fun tank to play, in my opinion. How do you feel about Orisa, though?
I feel like Orisa is hit or miss. I've definitely been in the situation that you're talking about with wanting to playing against Orisas and not being able to like enjoy the game. So, but on my experience, it has always been negative and has always been I always die immediately. I never get to enjoy.
Orisa?
As Orisa, no.
No, okay, fair enough.
I never
this season.
maybe we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But we are going to get into the game finally. So we'll see how this loads up. We'll see where we go from here. We're gonna see what kind of lineup we're dealing with, and looks like we're running what we call the Queen comp.
Yeah, very popular right now in League.
So why don't you break down the Queen comp?
Yeah, sure. So you have a rush comp leading with Queen. You throw a Bastion in there. You have a Symmetra, and then as supports you can run the Moira. You can run the Lucio. Some people run the Kiriko. Some people run the Illari. Moira is good for escape and mobility. So I like that pick. But yeah, it's a powerful comp. Does a shitload of damage, and it's very powerful right now. So let's see how they run on it as they lead out on the first fight of the map. They're facing the Orisa comp. Go figure.
And looks like they are doing the Orisa like you said, and that is a lot of immediate kills.
Yep, and that fight's just going to be instantly lost. Who is that? Fatherless taking the high ground with the Mercy Pocket just kind of dominated and wasn't contested up there. They're really going to have to contest that high ground if they want to take this back.
Exactly. So we'll have to see if we can get to the high ground immediately right off the bat. I think the struggle will be here is you need to kind of get that Mercy down. Supports are going to make a huge difference here. If you don't have the tanks getting heals, they're obviously not going to last very long. So.
Good knife from Grong there, pulled Soldier out of the fight and engaging on their backline now. They do have the Orisa down to almost nothing.
Nice.
And they're able to kill her, but they do trade the Fury for the Moira. And Grong is moving on to the BAP, almost gets him, but he's able to jump out. They were to flip this point, though. They flipped it, so that looks like a fight won. Yeah, I think Wasteland's going to regroup. Let's see if we can stagger this Mercy here. I hope they can. Oh, come on.
Oh, they did get the BAP.
They got the BAP. That was good. Yes, Swagasaurus on the BAP there, able to knock him out. So now we're looking about even. Some ults coming online soon, I imagine, for the Outcasts. Probably looking at. They're definitely gonna have the Sojourn ult ready to go. Probably Window and maybe even Soldier ult. I'm not sure.
I don't know that Grong needed to hide behind a wall there. That kind of screwed his team in wanting to heal him. So might have been a misstep on Grong's side there.
Yeah, a little bit of positioning problem. Did get 2 ults out of them though. They used Sojourn overclock. Is that what that shit's called? I don't remember. And Orisa ult. So now they come into this fight with 3 ults they can use and approaching really all of them. So should be able to take the point back with this. Hopefully they don't have to use too many ults. But this is a key fight for them to win right here and flip the momentum.
And they were able to get the percentage pretty much, bumper to bumper right now. The other team is definitely ahead. This is going to be an interesting play here as they get the damage down. The Orisa is now antied.
Yeah, they got to take out the Orisa here. It's really important. They cannot
nice,
let her up.
And that is a clean on Shake and Bake.
Yeah, they cleaned them out there. That was amazing. Gonna do a little cleanup here. Get the Mercy pocketed Sojourn. Good staggers. Get that Mercy. Come on, there we go. Nice. All right, that's great. That's huge for them. They did invest 2 ults, but they have Bastion ult. Oh, they used beat 2 actually. Okay, they invested all their ults except for Bastion.
All of their ults except Bastion. So that is definitely kind of.
I'd like to see a Bastion ult early here to get out some cooldowns as they start this fight.
I think we're gonna see it coming out now. See if we can get any picks from that.
Don't know if we got Lamp out there. Soldier moving to high ground to ult here. I think they need to catch up with him real fast. Orisa again very low. They can Orisa kill that Orisa. She's
and they got
invincible. I get
a lot of separation here.
Yeah. They get Lamp out though. Yeah, they are a little split, but both teams are actually split. Potentially able to win this fight if they're smart. They just need to. And Grong falls, G-Flow falls, and this is going to be a flip here. One more fight left for this map if they are not able to turn it around. And they don't have any ults to recontest with, so this is going to be a tough one.
It was going to be very tough, but you know what? Kind of the percentages, it's kind of nice to see going back 50-50.
100%, yeah. This has not been a blowout by any means. They've done a good job. There's just been a few positioning mistakes and ult usage mistakes. But I think if they can really, this Orisa is playing like she is invincible, and if they keep forcing her out like that, I think it's a really smart play. Typically you avoid the Orisa, right? Like you're supposed to kill everyone else and then go to her. But if you're on a team that really works together, you can take her out quickly. And if she's not smart about it, she can die fast. Unfortunately, they lose the first map there, but I think that they got some ideas for how to play this better in the next round.
Yeah, and I will definitely say they are going to need to focus and get a kill either on the Mercy or the Sojourn fast. That was nearly a full team wipeout by the Sojourn pocket, and that's just dangerous. If they're left unchecked, especially when they were back in the back spawn, that's just not good for your team, especially when you're trying to push forward to damage down their tank. They need to close the Mercy Sojourn off early.
Absolutely, yeah, that pocket is insane, and the amount of damage and eliminations coming from Fatherless there on the Sojourn is just something they're going to have to deal with. And I think what they're doing here, moving to a full dive comp, is going to be really smart. They'll be able to contest that pocketed Sojourn.
Let's just hope that they can communicate their targets well.
Absolutely, still on the Orisa comp here. Yeah, they've been playing this dive a little way, just kind of hold the low ground until they need to contest high ground. Now, they need to make sure they don't get run on is the thing. And Sojourn was able to take that high ground now, and they really need to move up and take her out. And there's a good jump from Grong up there. Forces her off that high ground. Also to use her shift.
Nice pick.
Swagasaurus falls, unfortunately, but he traded for the BAP, which is great. This Orisa is not going to live on Mercy heals. So either BAP is rezzed, unfortunately, and they lose the Ana, Fury Ana, so they're going to have to back up here and set up for next fight.
So I'm going to ask this early. When do you think we'll see a comfort pick on Storm's behalf with Hanzo?
Hello.
The Hanzo's going to be really tough to make this work. I mean, he can sit there and log shots all day, but picking off a Mercy is really hard. And if you don't get her, you log somebody, they get rezzed, and that's it. It's like you did nothing. So I hope to not see that unless they full swap to something that's a little more pokey. But I like the dive comp here. I think if they're able to execute well, it will succeed. It's just a matter of isolating the Mercy, which they just did. Great kill right there. And they can really shift the momentum here if Gronk can get healed up and they can do another successful dive. Sojourn used all of her cooldowns. Should be a sitting duck. Lamp comes out.
That is
Gronk
Lamp.
falls. See if they can this without him. I don't know. I don't think they have enough damage to really to contest
No,
here. So
not
Spike Source
really.
falls. Yeah.
I think we're going to see some contesting here by Storm, but you can only contest so long.
Yeah. And so they both fall. That's a big stagger. They really just need to reset here.
I feel like in that situation when we had that first fight and they had gone off into the right side and we were talking about how they need to not get caught with their pants down, basically. I feel like Storm might be a little bit on the hesitant side to take a fight with the Sojourn up top and just like poke, like make them turn their heads, basically. And you know, I feel like he might be able to get some value out of something like that. But the game is going to go to Wild. What was it again? I forgot.
The Wasteland Outcasts.
Wasteland. I almost said Wildcast is what I almost said. So the Wasteland. Team.
Outcasts.
Outcasts. Thank you. You can tell how ready I was for the stream today.
Yeah, for sure. I did my research, all right. Although they did swap one person. Yeah, I think that was just a matter. They were not engaging quickly enough. As a dive team, you really have to get onto them before they set up. That Orisa comp is slow to set up, especially with the pocketed Sojourn, and you just have to get on top of her really fast and take the Mercy out at the very least. And a few times they were able to do that, but there was a lot of sitting and waiting, a lot of staggered kills. And then at the end there, they popped Rally really early. I think they were trying to build Nano for the monkey and they didn't quite have it, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that fight took way too long to kick off, although it was 95-0. So maybe futile, but would have loved to have seen a real fight happen there for the map.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like it might be even a situation where Shake and Bake just needs to get a map that they're comfy with and more familiar with, like as far as a pick. I feel like Oasis is kind of like a hit or miss. I know that Lijiang Tower is a favorite of theirs, and they have, I think you and I got to witness several times on the last tournament. They do really good on comebacks when it comes to Lijiang. So, I wouldn't put it past them. I think they've got it in them to do it. Honestly, we saw the enemy team stutter a little bit there at the beginning. Sure, it was just a new people and whatnot, but I feel like Shake and Bake has the potential to do this. They just need to get in that. They need to find a groove and stick to it. If it means you have to lose a match, fine, lose a match. But you need to find that groove and you need to let it stick. Again, I want to emphasize to the people watching that we're not expecting a win out of this tonight. This is purely a learning experience. A win would be really cool, but it's not something that we're like exactly saying, oh, you know what, that's totally. I mean, it's honestly, I think it's possible with the team.
Based on watching that first map with the matchup, this is a beatable team for them with some real coordination and some strategy. I think their Mercy player, who is I guess a ringer, not seeing great movement tech or positioning from her. She's just kind of existing as a attachment to the Sojourn, which unfortunately is enough for Mercy. I know that's why people hate her in their games, because she really just does enable other characters so much. But unless that Mercy's really good movement tech and really knows how to position herself, she's very easy to kill if you focus her. And once the Mercy falls, the Sojourn becomes a lot less powerful. And if that's something that this team, the Outcast, have to crutch on, then they could take advantage of that. And once they're able to kill that pocket, they really can dominate.
I completely agree, and I honestly, I hope that that's what happens for Shake and Bake. But we'll see. They just kind of need to not get frustrated. That's a key thing, and it's very difficult at times. But they need to not get irritated and
sure, yeah. Do
work
not
as a
be in
team.
Chat right now complaining about Mercy,
No,
which I'm sure they are. I've heard it a lot.
If you're complaining about her, kill her.
Exactly. So they've picked King's Row for their next map, one that they and everyone are very familiar with. And definitely has some high ground for the sort of Sojourn run, but I think it's a map that people know how to play well, and hopefully they're running the Sim Bastion again. They can TP on top of those distant high grounds to contest that pocketed Sojourn and take the space and capitalize on that from there.
I completely agree. And honestly, King's Row is just like a staple favorite. It makes me sad, honestly, to see that you really can't go into a tournament game and not play Reinhardt.
I know. It's really sad. This is the ultimate Rhine map. The Rhine v Rhine mirror here is amazing. All right, so both teams running very similar comps. Soldier playing from the high ground on the right side there, and Pocket Soldier from the left side, as expected. Orisa holding things down. Good TP over there to push the Soldier off. Good speed to get on top of them.
Great
you can
kill.
see here that domination is like, yeah, that is 100% what they needed to do, and they executed it perfectly. And now they're fighting a lost fight here as the Outcast. The Mercy cannot get that res off. He's too far out. And
The car wash is set up.
We love it. There out comes Lamp, and they're going to fall quickly here. They do need to get this Orisa before the team comes back to recontest, though. If they can get this stagger off here, it's going to be huge, and this is going to be a cap for them. Looks like the enemy team is back, though. They're going to have another touch here. Yeah, the Orisa is going to come and just make it, just barely. Very low now, though. Very killable if they can get on this Orisa here. They do back up a bit to reset and get their cooldowns back. Orisa falls again. Great pick there. Mercy's going to get the res off there if they can keep it from making it. It doesn't look like our Lamp comes out, though. Yeah, and they're going to back off here. They lost 3 players. 2 ticks, though. First fight, almost full capped. Would have been great. I think if they managed to stagger that Orisa or the Mercy, either of those characters, they would not have been able to recontest there.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of like a conflict of interest when it came to taking the Orisa down. Like you said, that really needed to be their focus of who they were taking down. But whether it was a support that wasn't on the point and DPS thought it was their job to be on the point, we need everybody, all hands on deck for that. So
Cole comes out here. They rotate on the map. Could be a huge move. Lamp comes out really early. I would love to see Bronze ult here. Great. Big picks. And they're going to take this. They just need to... Oh, how did they get rolled over so fast? That Orisa just dominated.
Yeah.
And, all right, well... I thought that was going to be it. That looked like a perfect time thing. Lamp was out. Hard to say.
Too many people fell too early, and I don't know. The timing for Grong's ult, I don't think was the greatest. Half of his team had already died, and then it came out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think a few seconds earlier maybe would have made a difference. And what happened there?
I think that was a communication error.
Well, they're playing really far up here, which they could take to their advantage, but really they need to not get poked out while they reset.
This is the part where I feel like we need to be careful in frustration, especially Fury going early. That can lead to some frustration.
Yeah, they need to go into spawn right now. They just need to get into spawn and reset completely.
Yep. And I forget, does D.Va matrix the spears?
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing D.Va doesn't matrix is beams and accretion, as far as I remember.
Yeah. Would have been cool if you could eat accretion.
Right. All right, so the Lamp comes out a little early. That's going to be good. They're going to be able to avoid that. That's one thing we really have to worry about. Grong needs to not go in here. Luckily,
that's a pick.
They took the bait. They took the bait. Wall comes out. Bastion ult comes out. They're able to isolate the BAP here. They should be able to take him out.
Nice.
Feet to commit on that.
Orisa needs to die.
Orisa wastes her ult, which is great. They just need to get this Orisa dead real quick and get this Mercy down. And Sojourn's dead now. Great. Yeah,
nice.
This is 100% one. Stagger this Mercy.
Nice.
Or kill her right now. It's fine. Yeah. All right. They cap here. They push. Not getting full health this one. Well done.
Nice. Fight. Well done. I mean, honestly, like, if this game ended here, that's a great achievement by Shake and Bake that they were able to pull up their big boy pants and get a point on the screen. Honestly, just that in itself is a score to be awesome about, especially when you're playing a higher tier than you're normally playing.
Absolutely, yeah. Holding a little bit of space there, but giving it up as Outcasts waste a lot of cooldowns to get into their big purple, our big ult there. Yeah, that's going to take out a lot. Bastions, they lose 2, but it's still an even fight. If they can get the Mercy and the Orisa here, they get out Soldier ult. And that's going to be a lost fight. Looked good. They almost had that fight
so
won.
good.
Yeah. Outcasts commit a lot of ults there, though. They might have a few coming up, but the Soldier ult and Bap window that came out there, right? Or not the Bap window.
A sip for the parched.
All right, so yeah, the one thing this team doesn't have is the vertical mobility without the teleporter, and they really need to be using that teleporter to get themselves to high ground, and they need to do it as a team because people are going to get rolled by that.
Yeah, that
combo.
I don't know what happened there. I think I saw somebody peeking on the down low, and somebody decided to chase, and then the entire team got split. So you need to play as a team, guys. Come on, you guys need to focus, play together, stay as a group, and move as a unit. Have a plan.
Yeah, I think
Go in.
maybe there's a little miscommunication. As far as I can tell, Storm got TP'd up there as the Bastion and just kind of died immediately to that. Yeah, they need to clear this high ground. Now comes Window. They do all drop, which... okay, fair enough.
Oh,
as long as they
that's
manage,
a lot of
damage.
damage.
They need to down 1.
That's
and yeah, that's gonna be it there. They needed. I think that was an early drop. I think they needed to clear that high ground, maybe even work their way on the backside. It's a hard thing to talk about, from a hypothetical standpoint, but unless they're clearing out that high ground every time, they have so much kill potential up there.
Yeah,
it's really, really tough to deal with.
and Grong actually took the Mercy and the Soldier down. So that was actually pretty clutch. Let's see if we can get on point.
The Bastion ult comes out. It's going to take Orisa down a little bit, force you to use some cooldowns. They're in overtime now, so they really gotta kick it up here. Yeah, use those ults though. Manages to get a couple. Soldier should fall here, but Grong falls 2. They're going to get a res off, and I think that's going to be it.
Let's break it.
Yeah, this
He
is...
comes out here, but it's not going to really save anyone. They're just holding on by the edges. Grong's pushing a ball for a recontest. Team staying alive a decent amount of time, though. I'm not sure anything's going to come of it, but it's nice to see them not giving up and taking these fights here. They do push them back a little bit, kind of forcing maybe a regroup.
Tracer ball.
Get all their team members back. Yeah, Tracer ball. I like it, though. It's got the mobility. Just need to make sure that they don't C9 here. But it's going to be quite the uphill battle to win this fight at this point. Love to see it, though. We do lose both DPS and ball falls, and the Moira's the only one left here, and we are probably looking at the end of the attack phase of this. Yeah. All right, so hey, they capped first point, though. They get to push a little bit. A couple of the fights didn't go their way, but you like to see that amount of effort go into it.
Exactly. They honestly not too bad. Just again, it comes down to that Orisa needs to die, and you also need to put severe pressure on that Mercy. That Mercy cannot feel like she has the freedom to go for a res. If you let the Mercy res, that is an instant win, in my opinion, for the enemy team or the team of the Mercy.
Yeah, no, you put all that work into getting an elim and getting yourself up, and with one click of a keyboard, they are back to square one. All right, so new comp here for Shake and Bake, trying to hold down the fort a little bit, switching to a modified Orisa comp with the Bap the Lari, Storm on his Hanzo, and then Swag on a unpocketed Sojourn. I like this. It's a lot of damage that they can focus. They can take a lot of angles, really force them to play cautiously, and not giving them the opportunity to set up if they play it correctly. So I like it.
You're optimistic. I like it too. We all know that Storm is very comfy on, and when I say comfy, I don't mean that mean or derogatory. His favorite player is Hanzo, and he has made some seriously awesome plays with Hanzo. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nasty headshot coming up here.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm looking for it. Like that one.
We'll take it, right? Yeah, Sojourn moves her way up top there, taking the space, but so I might maybe kill on Swagger Storm. Storm getting another log on Fatherless there. Rezzed by the Mercy, of course. Soldier very low. Orisa very low. They can kill both of them and make this fight a reset, especially if they get the Orisa here. Lamp comes out. They should not be able to push that hard from up here. They just need to contest this high ground and beat that pocketed combo up there. You know, Gron can hold his own on the Orisa down here. He's got plenty of healing. He will win that battle. But they really just need to take that high ground away, and it looks like they are not really able to do that. They're getting focused down on the ground, and I think they're going to be giving this one up here.
Yeah, I was spectating Storm for that one, and honestly, he really had some amazing plays. If he'd had a little bit of help, he probably could have held that up top and cleared out the Mercy and the Sojourn. But because he wasn't able to keep contact with the Sojourn, and heals were kind of on the scarce side because it was with Grong, there wasn't a whole lot that he could do there. So we need to see him. We need to see this team get some kills here. And that's an unfortunate pick, but another Storm log.
We'll take that trade. Don't know if they have res up right now, so they might not be able to do anything about that. They do need to stop the momentum at this choke here. I like Grong's positioning. This is the place that you can stall forever if you play it right. Unfortunately, Soldier ult comes out, able to wipe out a lot. They're just able to walk on here. You know, it's they just walked on top of them. They did not have to stop and were able to kind of just take everything away. And, you know, I understand the frustration with the Mercy comps. It does seem like getting so much value for so little effort is a bad game mechanic, but that's just what it is, and you have to take it out. You know, the thing that Mercy doesn't have going for her is she can't protect herself. So if you don't kill her, she's going to let someone else kill you.
Exactly. But you know what? Shake and Bake did pretty good considering, you know, like we said, this is a play up situation. But yeah, honestly, I wasn't terribly, you know, I wasn't disappointed. I definitely wasn't disappointed. They put on a great show.
Yeah, they have some things they need to work on, they know. But I'm just interested to see it. I'm a little curious about what's going on in the match chat here. I'm not sure what Xylo, the Outcast tank, is talking about. Saying he should have let him go. I don't know who he should have let go.
I was gonna say, I think it's probably in reference to letting a person walk away after a team fight, which, like you said, is typically a team fight situation, or like a scrim. Yeah,
more than anything. Yeah, in tournaments though, stagger people as much as you can. That's all rules are off except for the actual rules when it comes to tournament games.
Although I will say, I think I do remember that in the Tranquility tournament, I do believe that is a thing, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I remember I could have gotten in trouble once on one of the games. I obviously I didn't do it afterwards, but I think I do remember that there was a late acknowledgement that was the thing, and I didn't know about it. So it could be that was the case. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. It doesn't seem like a rule that should be in a tournament, to be honest. But
no,
I don't know. You do you, Tranquility.
So
waiting for a map pick on the third map. This is win or go home for Shake and Bake here. Like to see him put up a good fight.
At least get half a map. That would be cool.
Get half a map, yeah. Get a whole map. Fuck it.
And when I say half a map, do we know what the next map type we're going to see?
You know, we don't. I tried to look that up, and it doesn't like specifically say. I guess that was control hybrid, so I think it's gonna be an escort map.
Escort map.
Yeah, so you know your Dorados.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I might see them. We might see them pick Rialto here if it's in the map pool.
Or Junker. I think Junkertown too.
Junkertown. The only problem with Junkertown is the sight lines are very long. Can really enable
snipers
at this. This Outcasts are running here, so we will see. You know, what we haven't seen is poke versus poke, and seeing if they can beat them out on these long range battles or not. It's definitely a possibility. Very talented DPS on Shake and Bake. They can hit the headshots. We shall see. We'll see where they go with this.
Yep. I'll be interested to see what kind of map we're looking at. So let's see. Huh. Yeah. No, I think it'll be interesting to see what map we do get. If I had to guess, I'd say possibly Dorado, but I think we'd be more likely to see something like you said, instead of Dorado, more of like Rialto. I think Rialto would be a good even Steven type of map. Definitely gives you a little bit of sightlines as far as like a sniper comp, which might be a little frustrating. But you know, when you think about it, both Dorado, Rialto, and Junkertown both have high open areas that are available to let snipers pop off. So we'll see.
That is true, but Dorado doesn't have a lot of long sight lines. They have a lot of high ground, but it's you know, dive really is king for at least, you know, first 2 points there. So you're definitely able to get on top of those long range snipers more quickly on Dorado than you are on a map like Junkertown, where there's just so much distance.
Yeah, 100%. So I guess it would be what is Shake and Bake more comfortable with is what I would think in the situation. So, you know, I don't know that I would see them play a dive comp. Maybe like a monkey, maybe a monkey dive. But I don't know that there's a whole lot of. I don't think that there's any people that are on the team that are of the mindset to play Diva. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Diva was kind of toned down substantially in one of the last updates or patches, if you will. Maybe not the last one, but a couple back, that there was a substantial nerf to her, enough that even a friend of mine who is a Diva one trick. Well, I say Diva one trick, but he plays everything. But he loves Diva to death. And he's a god at Diva. If I had the ability to play a clip, I'd play a clip for you right now. The guy is a whiz. He has reflexes like you've never seen. It was funny. I was rewatching a tournament that he was in, and the tournament highlight reel was of his teammate as May throwing Ice Storm out. And when he threw it out, he just to tell you how tuned this guy is, he literally without any thought, turned, and in a split second on the replay of during the highlight reel, you see a matrix come over top of him before he even gets it out of his hand. And when I looked it up, I found out that it was my buddy who, even though it was his own teammate, he had the reflexes to instantly turn and thought he was going to eat a May ult. It was that fast. Like,
good Diva players are just sound cue, instantly recognize where they are. It's crazy.
It's actually hilarious, because one of those tournament games later down the line that he had played in fact, a tournament he won, there was a surprise grab from above on Hollywood, and the Zarya dived in to grab on top of him. They were trying to style on him a bit, and he heard and saw the Zarya coming from up top and immediately opened his matrix, ate the grav, and then the Zarya was in the middle of the team and of his team looking at it like, oh crap. And they won the team fight off of that play. But it was rather hilarious to see him play a Diva like that. But, you know, going back to the conversation here, it'll be interesting to see. I think we're more likely to see like a Ramatra, maybe a Sig A Sigma here.
Yeah, I think they're picking Circuit Royale, so I think we're going to see a Sig poke comp, one that they excelled at in the past, and I like this because at least we're challenging this long range fight to a 1v1, and it becomes a skill based matchup. You know, it'll be fun to see who wins these DPS fights here. I know it's very much a DPS challenge, but I like this map. I like what they're going to play on it. I'm assuming they're going with the poke comp that they're most familiar with. And this will be an actual like skill-based fight here, so I like this pick.
I do too. And honestly, I forgot about Circuit Royale in the pick, just because I feel like it's so new to us. But you know what? I'm excited to see. It was a good pick, which I believe. Did they have map preference when it comes to this tournament?
Yeah, if you lose, you pick the map. If you win, you decide whether to defend or.
Okay, yeah, because some tournaments are weird where you lose and you play the map that the tournament pre-picked. So.
Right. Yeah. This one they just picked the first map, and then loser picks the rest of them.
So that's actually pretty smart, honestly. Like really, really good thoughts on Shake and Bake's side. Even if they lose this. It was a really, 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 really good pick. I mean, this is coming from somebody I don't play Overwatch as much as I used to, but I still recognize from a team perspective this is a really good pick on Shake and Bake's behalf.
Absolutely, and you know this fight we talked about it before. They're playing up. This is a team that was scrimming 2.7 like 6 months ago. Something like that, I want to say. I'm pretty sure that was where we were at that brief period of time ago. So they've come a very long way here, and you can't expect to win everything when you're playing teams that are really, really good and not really used to the sort of competition you're going to get at this level. I think they're doing a good job, though. I think that they are getting in there and they're holding their own. You know, this isn't an embarrassing matchup. I think it's been a good fight all throughout.
And we're gonna see, we're definitely gonna see some snipers come out here. I'm excited to see a Widow pick coming out from Swag.
Absolutely, yeah. The pocketed Hanzo with the Widow there up top. They're doing a good job taking space here. There's really hasn't been any kills yet. Shouldn't have said that. They were doing a great job taking space there as they lose both supports. Just kind of maybe advanced a little too quickly. Needed to not take the space around that corner while they still had full sight lines from the snipers. But it was good. It was good to see that first push out far enough and them kind of take that space away.
I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing an Ashe pick here, honestly. Just because, you know, well, I guess it's because we don't have a Mercy, but I think an Ashe. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Ashe Mercy come out on Shake and Bake side. I think that would be a pretty good play. And She Prime is in, so we would likely see her play the Mercy in this situation.
Yeah, and this modified version of this poke comp is something that Shake and Bake runs a lot. It doesn't have a lot of healing, but it has so much damage. It's really hard to get away from if they're hitting their shots on the angles. I like this off angle that Fury's taking here on the Zen, kind of contesting this high ground against Fatherless without putting herself in too much danger, but making him aware of damage coming from multiple angles. She does have to back out here. They did switch off of the Mercy to the BAP to kind of use a little more damage there. So I can start switching over to the Sojourn too. So we will see how this works out for them, if it works any better. They do need to back up here and not get poked out, which they're getting poked out, although is at the expense of the Sojourn ult, which I think, you know, considering a fight with already won, not a bad thing. They're investing Sig ult now too, which is fine. Lamp comes out. Yeah, this was a lost fight 10 seconds ago, and it continues to be a lost fight, but Outcasts are down 2 ults now, so more power to them, I guess.
And a lot of thirsting I'm seeing. I feel like there's a point where you just kind of say, I'm pushing a little too far. But I guess when it's Masters, you do what you want.
Like to see them waiting in spawn here, though. Just getting their whole team back together. They just need to not fall to early poke and take their positions correctly. And they got some ults coming up here, so nothing happens with the Sig ults, but a couple more online. We see Window, we have Trance here to counter some other things.
Ooh,
I
soldiers
think that's a smart trance there. They were definitely about to lose a couple characters, so they just need to pick. Mercy's very, very low in the corner here. Sojourn now stuck out. The support's going after that, really making that happen. You'll love to see it. So now with a spawn advantage, we're gonna have a 5v3 in a few seconds here, and hopefully they can get some space.
I kind of have to laugh and joke that we have more support kills than we have DPS kills.
It just do be like that sometimes.
And it kind of like,
especially,
it further brings up what I was saying earlier with the whole supports have to play DPS.
Right. As Window comes out, they have to invest Lamp here, but big pick by Storm on Fatherless there. That's going to be huge. Sigil coming out, not sure he can get much out of it. Okay, Swagger Source falls there. Rez on Fatherless there, brings him back into this fight. Storm and Fury fall, that's going to be a lost fight there. They should be dying and resetting.
Yeah, I feel like
oh, never mind, that was the end. I wasn't looking at the numbers.
Yeah. I feel
never
like
mind, they shouldn't be dying and resetting.
I feel like that was a situation where conflicted interest, and I feel like I wouldn't be surprised to say that frustration's probably kicking in at this point. You know, you're on your third map, and even if you go into it with a mindset of, you know, we're okay with losing this map, it still gets to you.
Sure.
So I feel like at this point you're probably thinking, okay, well, we're gonna lose anyway, so you know, we're just playing to finish this up. And honestly, like, some of the best plays are when you're put under pressure, and you know, under the knife, if you will. So I would like to see some kills come out, and some pressure put down by the team. I feel like they just need to have a goal that Sig Shield needs to go down and Mercy needs to be eliminated. And even if it's not Mercy, like, pressure the heck out of somebody that Mercy has to stay with them. So it kind of makes it like a wham bam combo of, you know, you have the Mercy and the target that she's healing because she has to be connected to them. So you always have a sight line of where she's going to be.
That's 100% true. Yeah, she gives her location away by doing the only thing she's good at. So it's important to recognize that, no doubt.
Yep.
We'll see how they take this. They're setting up a little further back here in the kind of standard shake and bake formation, holding the high ground up here, trying to get some early picks around that corner. I like where Fury's set up here, a little further back. Seeing
Pharah Genji we're seeing here.
All right, Genji trying to pick off the. Yeah, they're just all in the back line there. So, all right, well, you know, it was an interesting play. It came over the top there. I've definitely seen that before. A little bit of style points for that one. I think they might just be dicking around at this point, which, you know, whatever. I hate to see the frustration from Shake and Bake though, because these guys are really not that good. They're a very beatable team, and I don't think they're going to go far in this tournament if they play the way they're playing. There's a lot of bad positioning, a lot of I don't know, just grandstanding, and I don't think it's going to lead to them winning this tournament. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. You know, it's a very high skill tournament.
Yeah, and I will say, Shake and Bake, if there's one thing that I would say to take away from this is you guys have the potential to do it. You literally did it for a map. Just don't get too focused on what's going wrong. You know, be creative. Think outside the box. Try to think of what they're gonna do next. So yeah. I believe in them. I think they've got a chance going into this. They can do it. I honestly believe they can. But that is
still a great match. Very fun to watch, and and we look forward to seeing them grow as a team.
I agree more. I couldn't agree more. But you know, that's gonna do it for us tonight. I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for hanging out with me, Nick.
Always a pleasure, Sammy.
You have a good one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.